Hey everyone's Ben. Everyone's doing well. Happy Friday to everybody. And wanted to say that I know I originally said that today was going to be the last of the San Francisco Film Noir series that I've been doing this week. Well, it's actually going to be tomorrow. There was a film I meant to include in the videos I've been showing this week and the films I've been showcasing, and I completely forgot about it until last night after I did my review of Zodiac. The film is Pacific Heights. Excellent film. One of the films that actually prompted me to do this video series, and then I completely forgot about it going into the conclusion of this series. So today I will be reviewing Pacific Heights, and I appreciate everybody watching, and stay tuned for the review. Thanks a lot. Okay, Pacific Heights. Pacific Heights came out in 1990. It was directed by John Schlesinger. It stars Matthew Modine as Drake, Melanie Griffith as Patty, and Michael Keaton as Carter Hayes. The music was done by Hans Zimmer, and it was written by Daniel Payne. Now, the story of Pacific Heights is it deals with Patty and Drake, who are a young couple that invest in a fixer-upper Victorian in San Francisco's Pacific Heights district. The hopes that they have are renting out the two apartments below, the two apartment units, and building a life together in this new building. What they don't count on is a sociopathic scam artist, Carter Hayes, who is out to not only claim the property for himself, but to ruin the couple's lives in the process. I was a fan of Pacific Heights. First time I saw it when I was about 17, and I had rented it on VHS. I think it's a film that you can really relate to, especially if you're a homeowner, which I am now, and what the Patty and Drake characters go through when they buy this older home in hopes of fixing it up and starting a life together and renting out their two apartment units, and what happens when the Carter Hayes character shows up and pretty much sinks his claws into them and tries to destroy them by defrauding them. And I think that, what they go through and the reactions they have to what Hayes is doing them are very real. And I think that's one thing that's very strong about this film. You have to have very strong protagonists that you can identify with. And you also have to have a very strong antagonist that you can root against. And one thing is for sure about this film is that Michael Keaton plays a very evil man in the character of Carter Hayes. And it was a really surprise to see him in a role like this at this time. You got to think this is 1990. Prior to this, he had done Mr. Mom, he had done Gung Ho, he had done Night Shift, he had done Beetlejuice, and of course he had done Batman the year prior. So he had played very likable characters. And sometimes when someone does something like that, it's hard to see them outside of type, but he really went outside of type to play this role. And I really, even then, I was very happy that he chose to do a smaller film than to go into another blockbuster. He had been in Batman the year prior and had been a huge blockbuster, and then instead of doing something else really big, he went and did a smaller movie like this. And he's, there's only been one other time that Keaton has played a character as evil as Carter Hayes, and that was when he did Extreme Measures. But I don't think it was as strong as this role. There is just something very underlyingly creepy about Carter Hayes. And I don't want to give a lot of spoilers away because that's not the way that I roll when I do these reviews. But all I can say is this is an excellent film, an excellent cat and mouse game between the couple, between Hayes. And it's really worth investing time into if you haven't seen it. And the city is not shown as much in this. It does have a very noir feel, and I do feel like it has a timeless feel. The music by Hans Zimmer is wonderful. Most of the action takes place in and around the apartment itself, but there are some great shots of the city. And like I said, it's a very scary movie at times because you don't know what the Carter Hayes character is all about until the film gets rolling. So 100% recommend this film if you haven't seen it. I'm sure many people have. I mean, the movie is 22 years old, which is amazing to me. I can't believe it's that old. But very big fan of this film. There's some great shots in this. There's some great action pieces in this. There's a really big fight between Drake and Carter that I think is one of the better scenes in the film. And you just feel the rage in that scene that Drake feels towards Carter, and I love that scene. And John Schlesinger does a great job directing this. So definitely, if you haven't seen Pacific Heights, it's one of the better cat and mouse game thrillers that I've ever seen, and I definitely recommend it 100%. And I thank you guys for watching this, and tomorrow will be the conclusion of my San Francisco Film Noir series this week, and I hope you guys are looking forward to that, and I'll see you guys then. Thanks a lot for watching.